Assalamu alaikum students. I am your teacher Aisha Anwar. I hope all of you are fine and enjoying your programming classes. We are studying about object-oriented programming in C++. We have covered some basic concepts and we are learning some more concepts step by step. Please try to focus while learning the new concepts, as this stage is your concept creation stage. You have to make your concepts clear at this very stage. All the upcoming chapters are depending upon this introduction chapter of C++. So please be careful while learning the new concepts. Introduction to object-oriented programming. Here we are going to revise the concept of a variable. Then we will start our today's lecture. We have discussed that variable is a quantity that can be changed during program execution. For example, x is equals to 4. Here x is a variable and 4 is the value of this variable, and a is equals to 5.5. Here a is a variable name and 5.5 is the value of a variable a, and these values may change during program execution, so that's why they are known as the variable. In previous lecture we have also discussed variable declaration and initialization. Here in this first part, the variables are only declared with their data types, which means what type of a data can be stored in the variables x, y, and z. So here is another example: float, length, breadth, and sum. And the third variable type is character, and the variable name is ch. So here in this step we have declared the variables. Okay, let's start today's topic, which is about data types. Data types are the declaration of variables for storing various types of data. Data types have different storage capacities. In C++ programs, data types of a variable must be defined before assigning it a value. In C++, the data types that we use are integer, floating point, double precision, and character. First of all, integer data type. It is a data type that is used to define the numeric values to store whole numbers such as some negative numbers and positive numbers. But here you need to notice that these numbers are the whole numbers, not the decimal points. Integer basically represents the values that can be counted, such as number of students in a class. The number of students in a class can be 35, 37 or 40, not like 30.1. So we used to represent the values as integer that can be counted. So the short form for integer in programming is int. We use the reserved word int, and then we declare the integer data type variables. Numbers that have fractional part, means the decimal parts like 3.84, cannot be stored in an integer variable. It will be a problem for us. It is the same thing that we have discussed in the slide where we discussed about variable initialization and declaration. We will discuss the examples, then it will be clear. So whenever we declare a data type as integer, it takes 4 bytes of memory, and it can store from this number to this number. So it is the range of the numbers that it can store. So integer can be of different types like unsigned int, short int, unsigned short int, long int, and unsigned long int. Each of this type of integer data type can store different size in the memory. Like simple integer data type can store 4 bytes in memory. Unsigned int will also takes 4 bytes in memory. Short int will take 2 bytes. Unsigned short int will also take 2 bytes. Then again long int and unsigned long int can store 4 byte in memory for this type of a variable. And here is the number range from which number to which number it can store the values. Unsigned int can store only positive values. No negative values can be stored in unsigned int variable. Same is the case with unsigned short int and unsigned long int. Unsigned means only positive values, no negative values. Negative values we have to show the sign like -3. This we have to show this minus sign. So unsigned means only positive values. Only positive values are allowed. So from objective point of view, it is important table. You should know that which type of a variable, which type of a data type can store how many bytes in a memory. The next is float data type. It is a data type that is used to define the variables which have fractional part or decimal part, such as 3.75 or -2.1 or 388.8 etc. These numbers are also known as real numbers. Like integer data types can only store whole numbers, and floating data types can save real numbers with the decimal points. The short form of floating point is float, that we use in our programs of C++. It is of two types, float and double. Float can save 4 bytes of a memory and double can takes 8 bytes of a memory, and this is the range of the numbers that can be stored in float data type. The next one is the character data type. Character data type is used to define the variables that can store only a single character. It takes only 1 byte of a memory to store a single character, so it takes only 1 byte. Its short form is char. that is used in C++. A variable of a type character can store a lowercase letter, an uppercase letter, a digit, or a special characters like these symbols. We can also save a number as a character like 5, or even 5.5 can also be stored. And we have already discussed in previous lectures that characters are written within single quotation marks. This is a single quotes. Double quotation marks are not allowed. So here is a task for you. You have to declare and initialize the variable of each data type that we have discussed. Only the main data type, not its subtypes. So basically you need to declare and initialize variables of 3 data types. You have to do both, declare and initialize. Declare means to define its data type and the variable name, and initializing means to assign the values to those variables. Here I am going to give you a short demo using def C++ for these data types. Okay, here I am switching to def C++. First of all, select the option File, then New. We have to create project, console application. Here it should be C++. Name project 1 or give it a name data types or whatever the name you want to give it. Click OK. So starting from using name space std, here I'm going to set it. Now here I'm going to write a program. I'm going to initialize the variables and then I'm going to print them on the screen. I am going to create a variable of int type int a, put semicolon, int b, int c. So here what I have done is the initialization of a variable. Now I am going to declare them. A is equals to 5, b is equals to 10, and c is equals to 15. Now I have also initialized the variables. Now I have to display the values of A, B and C on the screen. Cout value of A is equals to, here you are going to learn some new syntax that how I am going to print the values. In previous demos you were using the cout statement with a very simple, in a very simple way. Oh, I have missed the inverted quotes. Value of B is equals to and cout value of C is equals to now I am also going to put okay. Now in this simple program I have declared the three variables. First of all I have initialized them, then I have first of all I have declared them, then I have initialized them, and then I am going to print the values on the screen. These steps can also be done within the same line that I'm going to show you. First of all, here I need to compile data types. It is compiling. Let's say if I have done it correctly, yes, with zero errors and zero warning. Now I'm going to execute it. Here you can see the output. Value of A is equals to 5, value of B is equals to 10, and value of C is equals to 15. All of the outputs are written in a single line because I have not used a new line character, that is \n. This backslash, I should have put this \n in each line so that output will be more visible and more readable. Now again I am compiling and running it. Okay, again value of A is equals to 5, B is this, and C is this. If I write it, remove it from here and write it over here, then it will be okay. We have to improve the output readability so that we can easily know that what we have done. Okay, now compile and now run. So here you can see value of A is to 5, value of B is this, and value of C is this. Okay, so this task can be done in a single line. I am going to show you. I am going to make it the comments, like starting of a comment and the end of a comment. These three lines have become comment, and so that's why their text color is changed now. A is equals to 1, B is equals to 2, and C is equals to 3. So here I have assigned some different values so that you can see the difference. Now again compile and now run. Yes, value of A is equals to 1, value of B is equals to 2, and value of C is equals to 3. Here you need to understand that we have declared and initialized three variables A, B, and C on three different lines. This task can also be done in a single line, like int A is equals to 33, B is equals to 100, and C is equals to 70. And again I am going to comment this section so that these code lines won't be executed. So here I am again going to compile it. What's the mistake? Yes, I should have put comma instead of this full stop. The typing error. Now again I am compiling. Yes, it is compiled successfully. Now running. Yes, here you can see the output. Value of A is equals to 33, B is equals to 100, and C is equals to 70. So the point is, initially we did this simple initialization process in 6 lines. Then we learned how to do the declaration and the initialization in 1 line. We reduced those 6 lines to the 3 lines, and then we have learned how to initialize and declare the variables of the same data type in a single line. So instead of writing the 6 separate lines, we just have to write the 1 line, and this is the good practice of writing a program in C++. So I am giving you the demo for only one data type, that is int. You have to do it for float and character. Those who are having laptops and computers, please do it on your laptop or computer and share your screenshots with me. Those who are not having the facility right now, please, you can do this task on a simple page and share the pictures with me. So that's all for today. If still you are having any confusion in this lecture, you can ask me. Thank you.